Well, I would say that
us white people love to have black people entertain us.
I would say that the playing fields are a lot better than the cotton fields. That's what I would say about that. Maybe I'm
Bill Maher welcomed on this woke guest, John Mellencamp, to talk about the topic of racism. And things got really heated between Maher and Mellencamp, all due to the ridiculousness of the conversation and the nonsense Mellencamp was spewing. Let's go into this recording where Bill Maher really destroys this Hollywood strangely awoken fool on his show, the Club Random Podcast. This one's intense. Let's check it out.
We're talking about in a city in the music industry, and I'm guessing a fairly young crowd or a music-loving crowd. They just don't strike me as people who in 2023 say those kind of things or even feel that way.
Have you ever heard a rap song?
Yes.
Okay.
What about it?
Me and Chuck D did a song 20 years ago.
20 years ago was 20 years ago.
Yeah, but we were talking about the N-word. We were talking about how it's not supposed to be used and how it's not supposed to be. I mean, that's what I have against, not against, but you know, why I'm not a big fan of rap music is like, you guys are selling out what the people stood up for and fought for, and you're making money off of it, selling them to white kids.
Right.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's honest.
Yeah, it's wrong. And so Chuck D and I did a song, and I wrote the song, and then he rapped in the middle of it, and he just said, "Die, N-word, die," and that's right.
But
you know.
Just give me an example, and then I'll get off this. But I'm just curious of a recent example in the last couple of years, specifically of a incident of racism that you saw, like on tour or something, that is in this.
I have a 29-year-old son. One of his best friends was black. Right? They went somewhere in Los Angeles. The guy got in an argument with this little skinny black kid. Waited for him to walk outside of the bar and ran him over and killed him. How much more of a fucking example do you want?
I mean,
It smells. It's dreadful. Nobody should be doing it. But where's the racism in that story? It may have just been a person having a really awful day. It may have just been a dude who's just a jerk. Could it have been racially motivated? Sure. But where's the genuine evidence? What's the signal in the tale that implies the guy was racist? That someone's color was a factor? No, I don't see it. Is that so? Leave a comment if you have any knowledge. Having said that, it appears that the story made no overt allusions to racism. Perhaps there was a prejudice based on race, but there's simply no conspicuous evidence to support it. It's interesting how Mellencamp's like, oh yes, that's surely racism, merely because the individual happened to be black.
I'm not denying that things like that happen in this country.
But I'm just saying, it's not any better. I mean, you may...
Well, that's what we're arguing about. I think
we're not arguing about anything. We're having a discussion.
Well, we're disagreeing.
No.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay to disagree.
You say it in one of your songs.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Right.
I wrote a song that I never recorded because I felt it was wrong, but it was called From the Fucking Cotton Fields to the Playing Fields.
Yeah.
So my point is that, yeah, so what?
I would say that
us white people love to have black people entertain us.
I would say that the playing fields are a lot better than the cotton fields. That's what I would say about it.
Why do we consider these folks as victims when they are generating millions of dollars playing a game? It would be amazing if we could trade roles. They get to play a game for a living and collect checks higher than most people would ever see. And then there's the women's side of it. There are female athletes who are absolutely worthless at what they do for a job, yet they continue to make money nevertheless. Not millions. But let's be honest, they shouldn't be getting paid at all for playing a game they're bad at. Like women's basketball, I could pick up 4 random males from my local gym and we'd wipe the floor with a professional women's team. It's insane. And we're calling them victims? It's simply so tiresome, buddy. So tiresome.
It seems like making no money as a slave picking cotton was not as good as playing left field for the Yankees. I mean, I'm sure there were reasons why. Dave Winfield has some beefs against Steinbrenner. I'm sure.
No doubt, there is 1 or 2% of black people in America who have a better life.
Oh, stop. That's what you think? 1 or 2%?
Okay, let's say 10%. I'm just pulling a number out of my ass.
It is that. That's where it belongs.
Hey, I just pulled a number out of my ass.
I know, but I'm telling you, that's just not true. But, you know.
Well, okay, well.
I mean,
listen.
We do have statistics.
Talk to my son. He'll tell you.
Well, he saw one very horrific incident. Maybe that has colored his thinking.
What do you think? That's the only incident that happens?
Of course not. And it isn't. Again, the FBI has data on hate crimes.
The FBI?
Oh, they're in on it?
No, they're not in on it. But it's like the government. You trust the government? I don't trust those fucking people. I'm willing to throw them.
No.
This dude, he's merely competing in the woke Olympics. That's all it is. It's him trying to outwoke everyone else. He's jumping from problem to subject like, yeah, the country is more racist now than it was previously when people were literally slaves. Or what? That makes absolutely no sense. Bill Maher rips him apart, rightfully so, and adds, well, there are true official numbers that prove you wrong. And Mellencamp's like, oh, well, you trust the government. I'm so alert, I don't even trust the government. I would like to check this guy's jab status. Bet money he took the jab the minute the government instructed him to. Bet money he favors additional lockdowns, too. So now you don't trust the government. Where was that energy back then?
I've been often a skeptic of lots of things about the government. But do I think the FBI is making up hate crime statistics? No. Do I think they're exactly as they present them? No, I don't, because...
Okay, if they're not making them up and they're not presenting them honestly, what do you
It's somewhere in the middle. For example, they found out like a year ago that the coroners were kind of in cahoots with the cops on reporting deaths when police kill somebody.
I believe it.
Right. So there's what I'm saying. I'm acknowledging it's not exactly the data that they're always giving us. And it was infused with that would-be systemic racism. I'm saying we have moved on from that, not completely, and the FBI is not the cops. So when the FBI compiles data on hate crimes, I'm like, yeah, this might be roughly where it is. I don't think it's crazy off. I think there's mostly FBI people are squares, and there's plenty of people of color in the FBI. Now, they've also had complaints about racism in the FBI.
Plenty of.
Yes, as there is everywhere.
Plenty of cops.
And they're valid.
Plenty of guys, plenty of black people are ahead of police departments across the United States, and we're going to have to disagree on this, Bill.
That's the voice of someone who's just been utterly trounced in an argument. He's like, well, I realize that your facts and logic go against everything I'm saying, but we're just going to have to disagree because I need to be woke. That's essentially what's happening here. He knows he's inaccurate. He knows Bill Maher is speaking facts, but he can't back down because it would damage the woke narrative. Bill Maher just utterly destroyed one of the wokest guests to ever sit across from him on the Club Random show. The guest? Rock musician and political activist John Mellencamp, a person who obviously thinks America in 2023 is still working under Jim Crow, and that police brutality is the same as slavery. It was one of the most bizarre, ridiculous, and plain tiresome lectures you'll ever hear, and Bill Maher wasn't having it. He rejected Mellencamp's rationale, his narrative, and his entire worldview. So let's pull it all down, because this one is a lesson in how the woke Olympics just collapse and burn when they run into a little thing called reality. John Mellencamp joined Bill Maher's Club Random podcast, intending to talk about music and America, but quickly spiraled into claiming modern-day America is as racist as it was during slavery. His evidence? A 20-year-old song, an unrelated tragic incident, and a belief that only 2% of Black Americans live good lives. Maher pushed back, pointing out the lack of proof and highlighting the success of Black Americans across industries. When Maher referenced FBI data, Mellencamp dismissed it, showing selective trust in institutions. As Maher challenged his claims with facts, Mellencamp resorted to, "We'll have to agree to disagree," signaling a lack of solid argument. The discussion became an example of how extreme woke narratives can collapse when faced with reality, and how facts, not feelings, should guide serious conversations about race. So, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below, And if you don't want to miss out on the hottest celebrity news, make sure to subscribe to Daily Finder.